Welcome to Metro's North Bethesda North Station. Still see some white Flint signs around the neighborhood, but obviously very excited to be here today. Once in a while we might have a train go by. Don't look at that as a distraction. That is why we're all here, because where our trains go and buses go is what connects this whole community together and brings an amazing partnership and opportunity like we're here to celebrate today. We have an enormous amount of speakers here, and I'm not going to take a lot of time because we got so many people that have spent a lot of their life and recent work on not only this project, but so many things are going well. So I want to highlight a couple things quickly. One, I'll never miss an opportunity to thank a lot of people here on behalf of Metro for all the hard work you do every year, especially in this last budget cycle, to keep the lights on here at Metro, to avoid devastating, catastrophic cuts so we can keep trains and buses rolling. No layoffs, no service cuts, really accelerating, moving people around the region. So whether it's our federal delegation, our state level partners, and local, just thank you on behalf of the entire Metro organization for all your partnership and hard work. It's very much appreciated. That work is paying off, and I'm going to highlight just a couple things about Metro. I was with both senators actually Friday, so I apologize for repetition, but this is new data that came out at the end of last week that I think really goes to the heart of why people want to be near Metro stations and this kind of amazing life science and affordable housing partnership that we could have here. Right now at Metro, we are leading the United States in large bus system ridership recovery from COVID. So we now have more people on the bus than we did before the pandemic. On the rail side, outside of New York City, we're the second highest rail ridership of anywhere in the United States right now. Grant, fantastic news. Crime is down 30%, fare evasion down 70%, and how I really rate if we're running the system the way the customers want it, customer satisfaction now is at 90%, the highest in the history of Metro on rail, and 79% on bus. That is really a testament to the 13,000 people that work here every day, all of our stakeholders, and it goes without saying, without the dedicated funding that got put into place back in 1819, we would not be running the safe, reliable, frequent system we are today. So it always connects back, unfortunately, to our funding, how we run the place, and then keeping great land use policy. So again, I want to thank all of our partners for years of advocacy and work to make all those great numbers happen. We're excited, obviously, about this development. We have a basically industry-leading real estate strategic plan here at Metro, and this 13.9-acre site is really exciting. Today, after County Executive and I sign an MOU, we're officially going to be ready to release an RFQ to the street, and we are very excited. We know there's lots of developers, lots of partners out there, been waiting for this day for a long time, so we're ready, excited to work with you. So with that said, let me start off, we are in the home of Montgomery County, and first up on our list today is County Executive Marc Elrich, and I appreciate just all the vision and partnership you bring in working with us every day. So, County Executive.
So it would be an understatement if I said I was excited today. I am really excited. This is an important day for Montgomery County. When I was first elected 5.5 years ago, my goal was to create a development scenario for White Flint because it's simply the largest redevelopable space on the Red Line in Montgomery County. There is no place else that you could pack in 15 million square feet in an environment that is basically ready for it without a lot of stuff on the ground. So this was a very unique place in Montgomery County. We knew with Amazon's interest and a subsequent interest from another developer in developing the White Flint Mall, it only strengthened the case for focusing on this area for redevelopment. So when we didn't get Amazon, I looked for other use cases that could offer potential large-scale development at this location. Life sciences made a lot of sense. In order to enhance the draw to be more than just available real estate, this was the perfect time and opportunity to bring a graduate-level research center to Montgomery County as an anchor that would support our life sciences. And I want to thank Lori Lacasio from NIST, who's not here, but she's the one that said, talk to Dr. Varshney, and hooked me up with him. And I want to thank Dr. Varshney for embracing the idea of a program in Montgomery County that could, among other possibilities, bring a focus of AI on partnering with life science-related companies. So thank you, Dr. Varshney. I know you're here. You certainly made the discussions easier. At the same time, I started talking with WMATA about positioning development at this station, located at the center of a triangle. Montgomery County has a triangle. You've got Shady Grove in the north, you've got NIH in the south, and you've got FDA in the east. These things are a triangle. We have a triangle of related industries in Montgomery County. So Raleigh's got nothing on us. We got a triangle. And we have triangle with spokes. So I'm very excited about that. And Shady Grove Life Sciences and FDA help focus on life sciences. This is the kind of role that Kendall Square and Cambridge play. And I had the opportunity last year to go up to Kendall Square and walk around and talk to the scientists who were working there in some of the incubators up there. And you could see why Kendall Square excited so many people and Cambridge excited so many people about Boston, because they were doing major life sciences work in an urban environment. There wasn't the campus, it wasn't the usual things we see around. They were moving into an urban environment, and they were building. One of the things they taught us real quickly, we had a rule that you couldn't go above, I think, 2 stories for labs in buildings. They were going up all the way up in their buildings. We changed our rules so we could go all the way up in our buildings. So we got ourselves a lot farther along. This place is transit accessible, has a great local ambiance, close to NIH and Shady Grove, a huge number of PhDs and advanced workforce, and a next generation of AI research anchor with the University of Maryland Institute for Health Computing. And thank all the folks from the University of Maryland who are here. You've done an amazing job. I've been over to the center. It's going to be a great thing for Montgomery County. Also a great thing for the country, because the research you do there is a lot bigger than the county. So today brings all the pieces together. We have the opportunity to build a science center that integrates into an area with rich services, housing, and a potential for growth unrivaled by any other station. We have the University of Maryland and the placemaking here with Pike and Rose that they've already done. That's so much more that's going to be added to this partnership between the county and WMATA. This site will provide collision spaces for the next generation of discoveries. I didn't know what collision spaces were 5 years ago, but when people started talking about, the scientists started talking about wanting to be in a place they could walk out and have lunch or go get dinner, and they just meet with their counterparts and then they talk and they share ideas, that apparently was a collision space. So it seemed good to me, and this is going to be a perfect collision space. I want to thank the stakeholders who brought us here today. The county's put $36.6 million in state, local, and federal funding into this project. The county took leadership in role in working with the universities to create the institute. It's been a big gap in this county. We are the only major life sciences area in the country that did not have graduate level research with the university. The only one, and I say to people sometimes, we got to be number 3 almost accidentally, almost despite ourselves. We had a lot of great things going for us. The piece we didn't have, now we have. So this is a great step in the right direction. I'm very excited about all of this today. And incidentally, Travel and Leisure magazine just named North Bethesda the 4th best suburb in the United States to live in. So not only is everything else we're doing confirming this is the right place, but now Travel and Leisure magazine says this is the right place. So we've done a lot of things right. I think we're on track for great things here. You know, the zone potential of this place is on the order of 15 million square feet between this property and the Lerner property, all the other properties that are in the White Flint master plan. There's a hell of a lot of things you can build here. We got one more thing to deliver, is bus rapid transit on 355, because you can't have that much development without more transit. I don't want to overwhelm Metro and take away seats of riders trying to get in DC. So we've got to work together on this. But thank you all for coming here today. Great day for Montgomery County, and we have really great partners that are going to make this thing something to be really proud of. Thank you.
Don't worry, County Executive. I think whether they're on the Montgomery system or Metro, all we want is people out of cars using transit, right? So that's what it's all about. So appreciate that. And also, I didn't mention, but I appreciate you being on the DMV Moves Task Force as well. as long as Councilmember Stewart. I think it's a big deal that we're all coming together as a region to think about long-term funding as well. Next up is our two, it's great. We get to have both of our senators here at the same time. That is a unique pleasure we get. So obviously Senator Cardin, as I mentioned Friday, is the father of PREA, and I used that, and you didn't freak out at me, so I'm going to use it again. And obviously 50 years of incredible public service, and we're going to get as many of these checks delivered between now and the end of the year. And obviously Senator Van Hollen, his partner as well, and they just do so much to deliver, and thank you so much for what you do for Metro. So you're up next. Thank you. Thanks, Senator.
Well, first, to Randy Clark at Metro. We were together late last week at West Hyattsville on an announcement of a federal earmark to help in regards to that station. Randy Clark mentioned those numbers. They're incredible numbers on the ridership here. That just didn't happen. It's the leadership at Metro, so congratulations. Very well done. We're very proud of what you've been able to get done. And you're going to hear from some of our partners, our state and local partners. I just really want to underscore how important it is to work together with the state and local government, with our federal team. Mark, you have been very consistent on White Marsh. I think every meeting I've had with you, you've been a nudge in regards to White Marsh, trying to find more and more money for it. I know you're not going to ease up for my last 5 months, but I'll do everything we can to help. But congratulations, because Senator Van Hollen and I will tell you, these funds are extremely competitive. They're not easy to come by. And your plan, your partnership, your team set you up for success. And we're glad to be part of that coalition. But I want to put this in context. We have been very fortunate with the transit leadership and the leadership of the Biden-Harris administration for the last 3.5 years. We've been able to restore critical federal infrastructure dollars that have gone to help us deal with the transit needs here and around Maryland and the nation. Every one of the programs that were enacted under the Biden-Harris team has a social component to it to help communities that have been traditionally overlooked. And here we are redeveloping White Marsh. So it is the climate that was set by the Biden-Harris administration and the resources that were set by the Biden-Harris administration that makes these types of announcements possible. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing here on a congressional earmark. We have the opportunity to direct some funds. And we do things differently in Montgomery County and in Maryland than I think any other state or region in the country. Your federal team works together. And we like each other. That's somewhat unique. So Senator Van Hollen and I share all information on appropriations and earmarks. We work very closely with Jamie Raskin and David Trone, John Sarbanes on Montgomery County issues. We've all worked together as Team Maryland. We share that because we get more projects funded. So they don't put one of us against the other. We work as a team. And I couldn't have a stronger partner than Senator Van Hollen. Now, he serves on the committee that puts the money in the checkbook, so we're going to give you a check. Thank you, Senator Van Hollen, for putting the money so that money will be there when we get there. But Senator Van Hollen's been a great partner. I've had two partners in the United States Senate, Senator Barbara Mikulski and Chris Van Hollen. I've been really blessed. But I'm telling you how excited we are about this project. Dr. Pines, it's great to see you here. Dr. Gerald, it's great to see you here. We're talking about a biocenter, the deal with AI in the future as part of a transit-related funding. That's exciting. That's jobs. That's our future. We recognize that. We also recognize that we're going to be dealing with a transportation hub here. It's not just going to be rapid rail. You're going to have your bus transit rail here, systems here. You're going to have pedestrians. It's going to be friendlier. It's going to be safer with the entry levels. So you're going to deal with safety, you're going to deal with environmental issues, you're going to deal with transportation issues, you're going to deal with economic development. You put it all together. And this transit station will be much friendlier to the community with Plaza. It'll be, again, a magnet for the growth of this area. That's exciting. No wonder you're so excited. Mark got me excited on this. I almost broke the podium. But we just really want you to know that this could not be done if it weren't for the team that's here. And from the state level, the local level, Paul Wiedenfeld's been so actively engaged all over. I'm charging him rent in my office. He's in Washington so frequently these days. But under Governor Moore's leadership, we have worked together as Team Maryland, and it's paying off big dividends. And one of those big dividends will be given to you today from your federal partners. We're just proud to be part of this team. Congratulations to all. Am I supposed to introduce him? And I'm going to introduce my favorite seatmate, my favorite partner in the United States Senate. I must tell you, people ask am I going to miss being in the United States Senate. I'm going to miss my daily conversations with your Senator, Chris Van Hollen.
Well, thank you, Ben Cardin, and I'm going to come back to Senator Cardin in a moment, but I want to start, where he did. First of all, Randy, thank you for what you're doing at Metro. I've seen, whoa, Randy Clark, it's all right, I got it, I'm just not going to touch it. Randy,
No collision.
I've seen Randy, I think 3 times in the last 6 days, on Friday and early this week, which is why I brought my own pin with me, my Metro pin with me today to recycle it. But thank you and your team, 13,000 workers at Metro, for getting Metro back up and running after COVID, so that you're able to relate those very important wins and statistics to us today. And as all of you know, Metro is essential to the lifeblood of our region, taking people back and forth from work or other key events in their lives. And that is why it's so important that we keep Metro, first of all, as a system, strong and operating. And during COVID, as you may recall, things shut down. And the reality is that all those workers for Metro would have had no place to go. And so Senator Cardin and I worked with the Biden-Harris administration to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, among other things, to make sure that Metro was able to stay afloat, wait out the pandemic, do what it had to do so it could get back running full force and even stronger than ever. So I want to say to all of our partners, state and local partners, we at the federal level look forward to continue to work with you. The other big piece of legislation, of course, was the Infrastructure Modernization Bill that we passed, where we extended the authorization for federal participation at $150 million a year for another 9 years, because it was always a question about whether or not we would actually get those money in a very polarized environment. So not only did we get that, but I can report that just last week in the Appropriations Committee, we provided the federal contribution for fiscal year 2025 of $150 million. So that's going to be, we still got to get the House to go along, even though we have authorization. Now, I do want to just take a moment to thank a very good friend, a partner, and the quarterback for Team Maryland in the United States Congress, and that is Ben Cardin, because he is not running for re-election, as you know, but he is running hard through the finish line. He's not just here today, but he's working to make sure we deliver some of the funds that we're going to announce today. He is the one that keeps the Maryland delegation together and moving in the same direction. He does all that while he also does really important things for our country at the national level and our world at the global level. Thank you, Ben Cardin, for all your service here today. And I want to thank Jamie Raskin and the other members of the Maryland Congressional delegation as well. We all do work very closely together, as we do with our state and local partners. So County Executive Elrich, thank you. To the county council members, thank you, President Friedson, and to Kate Stewart. I don't know if we have other members of Evan Glass, all right. thank you to all of them because this really is a partnership when it comes to Metro, as Randy said. And to our state delegation, to Governor Moore, Secretary Wiedefeld, it's great to see you, Secretary Anderson. All of us need to be pulling in the same direction when it comes to Metro. But we're here today because Metro stations are not just a stop where people get on and off of transit on buses or trains. They become critical community hubs. They become engines of economic development and opportunity. They become engines of innovation in partnership with the private sector and other parts of the public sector. That's why we're here today, to announce this connection with the Life Sciences Center. And I do want to take a moment just to thank County Executive Elrich, because this has been a vision he has had since he was first elected. I remember within days or weeks, probably even on the campaign trail, he was talking about how we had to put this particular metro station and this land to a really important use. So thank you to Marc Elrich for having that vision, and to all the folks who have helped bring that into reality. Because a life science center is so critical to this Montgomery County area. As he said, we have NIH, we have FDA, we have Shady Grove, but this has been a very big missing piece of that life sciences puzzle. And today we're going to bring those together, and Senator Cardin and I are here because in addition to the $150 million, which by the way, this metro system is the only system in the country that gets that kind of extra federal contribution. But in addition to that, we did make this a priority for an earmark. And a pretty big one as earmarks go, which is $5 million to help with the new northern entrance to this North Bethesda Metro Station. That northern entrance will help make the whole project go. So we're glad to be here to see the MOU signing where all this comes together. But we're also glad to be here to present $5 million to this very important project. $500 million. $5 million. Here comes the train. Let's give this to you today, right now.
Don't let a few zeros get in the way.
That's all right.
We can fit everyone, right? Okay, no one lean on the podium. So I've been given instructions that we're also going to quickly sign this, and we're going to do the MOU signing quickly, and then we'll call up the other speakers in the order since we're up here right now. We're going to need a new podium, too.
I would like to thank also our three doctors who are here, medical doctors, Dr. Pines, Dr. Gerald, Dr. Suntha. Thank you for making this work.
Okay. Okay, well, we're going to keep the good times rolling. Thanks again, Senators. Really appreciate you. So it's funny, when we talk about we get people seated again, Kendall Square, I had the opportunity to work in Kendall Square for like 5 or 6 years. So I got to see Kendall kind of come together. And the Metro Station really is the kind of centerpiece of all Kendall Square and how it all works together. So it's really going to be exciting to watch this come together. So next up is Council President Friedson, who not only has a vision for all of this that we're seeing today, but I just on a personal note, always supportive of transit. And one thing that we were just talking about on the side is, as much as collisions are good for biotech, we want to avoid all collisions related to transportation. And I appreciate his commitment to safety and getting everyone around. So, Council President.
Good afternoon, and it is a good afternoon. I'm so excited to be here. As mentioned, I'm Andrew Friedson. I have the privilege and honor of serving as the president of the Montgomery County Council. Had the privilege of representing this amazing area with so much potential on the county council before Vice President Stewart took over in her district when she got elected. Proud to be here alongside her as somebody who so capably has represented this community and continued to advocate for all of those needs. And here also with our colleague, the chair of the Transportation and Environment Committee, Evan Glass, who's here as well. We're really pleased to be here to join with the county executive to send as strong a signal as we possibly can that Montgomery County is here to invest in North Bethesda. And when we embarked on many of the changes that we have done here in North Bethesda, we renamed this metro site. That was a local effort that started by local stakeholders, many of whom are here today. And it wasn't just about renaming, it was about reimagining what this transit site could be. Not just a stop, as you heard earlier from Senator Van Hollen, but really a hub for cutting-edge innovation, a vibrant place and space for people to be able to live and to work and to meet all of their needs within walking distance of where they live and where they go. I'm so excited to be here to talk about two of my favorite subjects, brains and trains. This is a really exciting day, and you heard the county executive talk about earlier, there is a triangle that we have here in Montgomery County that connects so much of the connective tissue of our research capabilities, the magnet across the face of the earth for some of the most important and most brilliant minds anywhere on earth. But there's also now emerging, thanks to so much leadership who is here today, a research triangle in the state of Maryland that connects Montgomery County and this area where so much of the private sector biohealth is happening and so much of our federal research is happening, with College Park and with Baltimore, where so much of the graduate level research and the applied and the research sciences are happening, connecting computing and connecting artificial intelligence, connecting health. We are really creating those two triangles here to create such power and such opportunity and such potential to not only change the lives of residents in Montgomery County, but to literally change the world in terms of research and innovation. And we didn't get here by accident. We got here based on massive investments in the human genome at the federal level, and that's why our federal partners are so important to this effort. Montgomery County's biohealth leadership doesn't happen without those federal investments, and it doesn't happen without local leadership, as we have undertaken and embarked on here today. Investments and forward thinking to rethink how we look at transit sites, the efforts to redevelop metro sites, to provide incentives to build high growth housing at our metro sites, to turn the traditional parking lots that are underutilized into vibrant places and spaces for people, so that we don't just have a stop, we have a place. We don't just have a transit station, we have a community-centered, transit-oriented development project. We have in our growth and infrastructure policy incentivized transit-oriented development and continue to move forward with those efforts. We're trying to incentivize and create opportunities to not only think about a car-centric future. When we think about the future of Montgomery County and moving forward. We cannot move forward as a county, we cannot move forward as a region without thinking strategically about the future of Metro, which is both the economic and the transportation hub that connects our entire region together. And so that's why it is so important for us to have federal and state coordination and collaboration, to have private sector and higher education institutions joining together, to have WMATA here with us as a true partner, signing not just a document, but being part of an ongoing collaboration and coordination and partnership. So what we're seeing here at the North Bethesda site, what we're seeing with our stakeholders in the Pike District, is a historic level, an unprecedented level of coordination and collaboration among every aspect of government and among all aspects of the private and the nonprofit and the business sectors, all working together to make sure that we're realizing our full potential so that Montgomery County can truly be the place that meets the needs of today, but is building the future of tomorrow right here in Montgomery County. So I am so excited to be part of that effort, so excited to have my partner on the County Council, the Vice President of the County Council, and the representative of this district who's been such a great champion for North Bethesda and for these efforts and this project, Kate Stewart.
Thank you, Council President Friedson. It has been an honor to take over for you here in the North Bethesda area. And a huge shout out to our Pike District partners who are here, who are huge champions of this area. And to Randy Clark, thank you for all you're doing at WMATA. And I will say, WMATA's reach is beyond the DMV area. I was watching the Olympics this weekend with my daughter Bridget, and we were watching women's rugby. And as they panned the crowd, we were like, wait a minute, that's a WMATA Pride wristband that woman's wearing. So I have to say, your reach has gone far and wide. And as the county exec said, we have so much great news to celebrate in North Bethesda. We have today the signing of the MOU and the money from our federal partners. And as the county executive said, we were named in the top 5 for suburbs here in not just the region, but the country. And we were the only community in the DMV area to make this list. And we made it because of our strong schools, our excellent job opportunities, and the connection we have to local amenities, like our entertainment district and our recreation facilities. And the only way that is possible to have that connection is through our public transit system and through Metro. So thank you, WMATA, because I think you're a huge part of making North Bethesda part of the top 5 in communities across the country. And today we are really about partnership and collaboration. As we talked about, we would not be North Bethesda and the place where people want to be without the collaboration, without having our Institute for Health Computing right here, building a future, without having our universities and higher levels of education coming here and building a future. We are building a future here in North Bethesda. People are excited to be here now to raise their families, and we're looking for even more exciting things to happen. And you can tell it's a really exciting time because we have so many people who wanted to be here and to speak on a very hot July afternoon when a lot of people would rather be at the beach or doing something else. So I'm going to leave my comments to be very brief and just say thank you to all of our partners at the federal level, in academia, at the state, and with WMATA. Thank you.
I'm loving the WMATA air conditioning in here right at the moment. So once we're over the air conditioning on the trains, I promise you'll be really good. But great comments, and thank you, and all the work, especially at COG and your leadership there, definitely should be noted. I know Delegate Solomon is unable to be with us here, but I want to call him out. Such a great partner for Metro and on the state level and everything we do, and he should just be recognized for all his efforts, not just here at Metro too. Big supporter of Mark, overall transit, Montgomery County, really, really great representative. Next up, I'm going to start off with the gentleman who used to have this fun role that I have, and I will say great partner. And what's what I think is so kind of in a lot of ways fun for Secretary Wiedefeld, for Paul to come back, is a lot of these things are seeds that he got to work on, right? He was one of the people that really had his vision for a metro real estate portfolio, and how do we really accelerate that? But I also want to take the moment and highlight Governor Moore's administration, right? Has to be noted, Governor Moore's administration, when we had our funding problems last year, first to the table, Maryland, and we know Secretary Wiedefeld and others, these are hard budget challenges, but Governor Moore knows that this region can't be successful without a strong metro system, and was there. Also has it allocated for next year as well, and really understands that value. The first time I got to meet Governor Moore was actually at a transit-oriented development when we're opening our new Carrollton facility and watching new buildings being built all around that, and he could see all of that coming together. So just, Paul, thank you for all your leadership and partnership, and why don't you come on up and share your remarks on behalf of the administration.
Thank you, Randy. Again, I also want to express my thanks to all the supporters of Metro. As you saw, we have a fantastic Team Maryland, everything from our federal partners to our state, to our local, to our education entities, and to our commerce. As you mentioned, Randy, Maryland was the first to the plate with dollars last year, and that commitment remains basically to ensure we pay our hardworking WMATA employees family-sustaining wages, and that all Maryland families can rely upon the world-class transit system that we have here. We're also committed to enhancing and integrating the state's transit system with WMATA. This includes the Purple Line, a key investment that will unlock new transit connections for tens of thousands of Marylanders, employers, and the entire region when it opens. MDOT has also been working with Montgomery County to advance the Flash Bus rapid transit in the county, including along Maryland 355 as the county works to transform mobility along this corridor. So I will be equally as brief, and I'll wrap up again just to say, I did want to make one comment. Unfortunately, the senator had to leave, Senator Cardin, but I wanted to thank him for his leadership with the Francis Scott Key Bridge. He has been steadfast around the clock working on that project, from everything from when we dealt with the 6 souls that we lost there to actually getting the dollars to rebuild that bridge. So I just want to make sure that we all recognize his great effort. So thank you so much. Kevin, where'd he go? I'm right here. Come on up. My partner in crime, Kevin Anderson from Commerce.
In growth. That's fantastic. No, it's great.
He was back there.
I was. It's fine. Good afternoon. It is really an honor and a pleasure to be here. Greetings to our state leadership, Senator Cardin, Senator Van Hollen, also County Executive Elrich, Madam Vice Chair, Madam Chairman, and our university leadership in our very, very fantastic state. This is a very, very exciting project for many reasons, but I want to highlight something very, very specific, and that's our state's incredible life sciences industry. Maryland is a national leader in the life sciences, and the Capital Region is one of the top 3 biohealth clusters in the United States. It is not to be taken for granted. All of our federal assets, like the Food and Drug Administration, the National Institutes of Health, and the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. We have 74 federal laboratories in Maryland, more than twice as many as any other state. We have 3,400 life sciences companies who are leading the way in advanced research and the development of cutting-edge diagnostics, treatments, and vaccines. And much of what sets us apart from other states in this field can be found right here in Montgomery County, our life sciences corridor that stretches up and down I-270. And that includes the University of Maryland Institute for Health Computing, which uses advanced computational technology, including artificial intelligence, immersive visualization, to drive biomedical research and healthcare innovation. And this institute will be a critical anchor for development around this great metro station. And here we go with the metro train, all right. And this illustrates the power and the importance of our strategic industry of life sciences and all of the other sectors that we have in the administration, and while we at the Maryland Department of Commerce are working hard to support. And not only do they drive innovation and job growth, but they support the growth of communities and the sort of diverse, convenient, pedestrian-friendly development that thrives around transit stations. Residences, stores, restaurants, office space, these produce a high quality of life that will help Maryland attract and retain top talent. And that talent supports further growth in our industries, which strengthens our economy and our communities, which helps us attract more talent. And now we've got momentum. And supporting development like this is a big part of our efforts to make Maryland's economy more equitable, more robust, and more competitive. And the administration has been very happy to support this project with both general funds and the federal funds, as you see. And we're very excited to continue working with our federal and county partners to unleash the full potential of this location to this development. And once again, to our congressional delegation and our county and our university partners and everyone in the process, thank you for all of your work and support, and we cannot wait to see the results. Thank you.
Okay, next up, I hate to say this, but the next group of people coming up, I think sometimes transit's a complicated job, and we got to be on our game. They know they've already forgot more listening to all these speeches than I'll ever know, right? We're talking serious talent here, really changing the future of healthcare, maybe for the whole world. And it's pretty amazing what really comes out of this region, It's not that long ago that the entire world shut down, and it's out of this region that these solutions save millions and millions of lives. So, we should always kind of take a step back and remember the hardworking people that are doing these things that a lot of us will never understand, but we need to have actual faith and trust that they're doing it, and they're doing it for all of us. So with all that said, I am excited now to bring up our last group. We're going to start with President Pines to come on up. Then we're going to have Dr. Jarrell and then Dr. Suntha to come up and just talk about all the collaboration, what it means for, I guess we're going to call it the Maryland Kendall Square, right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and privilege to be here. It really is an honor and privilege to be here. This idea, as General Manager Clark alluded to, was actually born out of the pandemic. About 4 years ago, actually maybe 3.5 years ago, County Executive Elrich brought the University of Maryland, Baltimore and the University of Maryland College Park and partners in Montgomery County together at Montgomery College. And we actually signed that day an MOU with the System Chancellor, Chancellor Perman. And the idea was to realize the vision of this region of Montgomery County and of the state of Maryland. And it was a vision started by County Executive Elrich. And at the time, I have to be honest with you, both my colleague, President Jarrell, and I sort of frowned and said, how are we going to do this? We can't physically move our universities to Montgomery County, but we need to work on a problem that is transformative and vital to the citizens of the state of Maryland and the citizens of Montgomery County. And it was out of the vision that started with County Executive Elrich, and we passed that vision on to our leading deans of our two universities. So I want to give a shout out to Dean Mark Gladwin, School of Medicine Dean, and to Dean Amitabh Varshney for really crystallizing the vision. So please give them a round of applause as well. And we said to them, what could we do that's so transformative in medicine and also with the medical model that would really affect every citizen of the state of Maryland? And they came up with this vision to bridge artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, and medicine together right here in the capital of life sciences in the state of Maryland. And this was actually before ChatGPT. It was way before ChatGPT. In fact, our colleagues in the School of Medicine had been working on similar problems. Our colleagues at College Park in computer science and the College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences had been working on new artificial intelligence algorithms. And the idea was, how could we affect every citizen positively in the state of Maryland? That is, before you even go see your primary care physician, how about the fact that they might know everything that's happening to you and then reach out to you and say, hey, you may have a problem, why don't you come in? Well, this is the genesis of what's going to happen right here near this metro stop. It's actually truly transformative. The ability to deliver personalized health for every citizen that's standing out there, every citizen in the state of Maryland. So we are excited. We are grateful for the partnership with Montgomery County, Vice President Stewart and President Friedson. Thank you, General Manager Clark, as well, for allowing us to use this location as the nexus, yes, the nexus for Kendall Square in Montgomery County. Now, I happen to be an MIT graduate, so I actually spent a lot of time at Kendall Square when it was nothing. So this is a truly transformative moment for the University of Maryland, for Montgomery County, and for the state of Maryland and for the nation. So I thank everyone for the partnership, and I'm happy to turn the next mic over to President Bruce Gerald. Thank you.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here, and we're near the end. There's one person after me, right? So I want to tell you what a pleasure it is to be here, but I really want to relay two things. First of all, you heard the county executive talk about a triangle in Montgomery County, and I think it was NIH, Shady Grove, and FDA, right? You're part of two triangles. Right here, College Park, and Baltimore. And it's a really powerful triangle, and I'm proud to be part of it. I'm proud to have this whole event occurring here because this part of the triangle has always been powerful, and now we get to link into it. So a lot of excitement about that. For the people who are assembled here, Dr. Pines talked about when we started on this, we actually rented a facility in January of this year. We have people sitting in seats. We have graduate students, we have medical students, we have fellows, we have professors of computer science, we have professors of medicine and physicians wandering around, clinicians, couldn't even take off his white coat to come here, okay? Clinicians and talk about collision space that will be and already is collision space. So I want you to know we have been physically present here for 6 months. We are actively present now and rapidly expanding, and we will be here expanding even further. And when we get a building here, which I think we're trying to do, we will really have a significant presence here. So I'm very pleased that my partner at College Park, the University of Maryland, and the University of Maryland Medical System have pulled our energies together on that. So with that, I would like to welcome Dr. Mohan Santha, also a physician and the CEO and president of the University of Maryland Medical System. President Santha.
So thank you and good afternoon, and let me also add my debt of gratitude to all of the partners who have made today possible. It is indeed exciting, and on behalf of the University of Maryland Medical System, I want to say thank you. The medical system is the private, not-for-profit health system that is responsible for delivering hospital-based health care to 25% of citizens in Maryland who are admitted to hospitals today. We love to say that we wake up every day thinking about the health and welfare of the citizens of Maryland. And this unique partnership, a partnership born out of the symbiotic relationship with our public universities and the private not-for-profit health system and with local, state, and federal government, is a phenomenal demonstration of the opportunity and the power that this type of investment can help us realize. You've heard a lot about what the Institute for Healthcare Computing is and what it will be. But as we love to talk about it, we love to say it is an evolution and, yes, a revolution in how we think about healthcare delivery. Dr. Pines gave you the phenomenal example of using data as an asset to actually help identify issues in patients in our community before they're actually in our hospitals. That is the evolution. We love to say that by thinking about Marylanders, we influence the nation and indeed the world when it comes to healthcare and keeping communities healthy. So I love the fact that this is here in Montgomery County. I love the fact that it brings together the power of the triangle that you heard described both here in the county and across the state of Maryland. Because when I look across at the leaders that we have identified to drive this, starting with the deans that you have heard about, as well as the institute directors who are nationally and internationally recognized talent and they're here in Montgomery County, I think it represents a phenomenal example of what we are committed to do. So we are excited not just about today. We are ecstatic about the future because we believe that when we look around at all of these beautiful images of what the future holds, what we imagine is that the future holds for this region. I want you to imagine the Silicon Valley for healthcare computing here in Montgomery County, because that's what we're striving for. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, that's even better than Kendall Square, Silicon Valley, right? That's even better. So, well, anyway, thank you all for being with us today, all of our amazing partners. Next thing we're going to do here someday is have a shovel in the ground, right, County Exec? That's going to be pretty exciting. And by then, I'm going to figure out how Metro can make sure we're in the triangle. Because it sounds really good, we want to be in it. So thanks for being with us all today, and what a great collaboration, and congratulations for all of you for your great vision.